What's up, guys? Flamesaber here, coming to you live for some more Tales of Destiny. And off stream, I did some grinding and whatnot, you know, using some arts like a lot of times and whatnot, which I did not realize that how very crazy that I have to use like arts like 250 times. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Like usually the maximum is mostly like 50 to 100 times. But 200, like Vesperia, I get because Vesperia has something like that. That's because they improve and whatnot as you like get higher and higher and higher. But usually the maximum to learn your like different arts and whatnot is 50 to 100 times. But 250 times just to learn a new art, I say crazy. But yeah, off stream before when I went up before I headed off to work, I did some grinding. Well, for Reed mostly. So I have like twin sonic wig, which is better known as double demon fang. But yeah, and this must be demonic chaos right there that I'm learning. Farah, I like your character, I really do, but I don't think I would feel like, you know, having to do all this hassle. So if you learn this and that, then you learn it, especially from your punching kick levels. But anywho,
according to the map, to reach Eternia City, I think we've got to go through the Forest of Temptation.
Yep, so we gotta go to the Forest of Temptation. So we guess we gotta go this way. It's northeast, they said.
Let's do it.
Palm strike. Sonic fist.
I don't think I've ever heard of Sonic Fist, which is basically a fist sword raid. Kinda wish Jude would use something like that. Because Sonic Fist seems like a really cool art. Alright, let's see where my stat level is. Alright, I gotta thrust a little more. I don't think anyone has thrown an art like that, though. Just hit with this like that.
Sonic fist. Sonic fist.
Twin Sonic Blade. No problem.
But honestly, though, if we're kind of getting real, though, honestly, I should switch to a Twin Sonic Blade, though, because it's not an art that I thought it would be, to be very honest. Yeah, when we get into a battle, I'll show you in a minute.
Let's do it. Twin Sonic Blade.
See, like, it doesn't seem that great, honestly. I like Double Demon Thing better. I just hope Demonic Chaos isn't anything like that.
Twin Sonic Blade.
Ooh, Acid Rain, huh?
Wind Blade. How was that?
Yeah, so, honestly, Twin Sonic Blade doesn't even sound great. But I do hope Sonic Chaos is a little better. See, look at that. I used Demon Hammer or Tiger Blade 250 times, which is one of the requirements soon. It's like freaking ridiculous. But I still did it. Kind of wish they could just tell you how much more thrust and stab do we need.
Let's do it.
Triple blossom.
Neosonic Swarm. Neosonic Swarm. Ooh, that was close.
Huh? Is this it? Oh, another poison charm. Wait, is this the... No, that's not the forest. I wonder whether I have a place like this for. Alright, I better use a holy bottle. Rather get in battles in that forest area. Wait, is this the forest spot over there? Looks like a bridge.
Let's do it. Fireball! Swarm! Yes!
Yeah, there it is right there. Let's camp. Heal up. HP. Whew, this place is kinda creepy. The only way to Inferior's city is by going through this forest, since commoners aren't allowed to board the royal ship. Thought it'd be a healing one. Alright. Let's see why this is called the Forest of Temptation. A silk cloak. Who needs it? Wait, didn't I give it to you? Yes, I did. So you finally get to have one of those, Farah.
Let's do it.
Triple blossom.
Swarm!
Palm strike. Sonic fist. Palm strike. Swallow dance. Sonic fist. It looks like we won.
Huh? The path will be revealed when the opposing statues face each other. What does it mean? Why don't we try moving the statues? Won't move. How do we move it? How do we do that? Oh, it's just Centrosity looking. Hey, Sin. Thanks for coming in. I hope you're doing well. Okay, but how do we move them? That's the thing. Like Meredy tried to do, she couldn't move them.
Let's go! Sonic Blade!
Palm strike.
Fireball! Fireball! Sonic Blade!
Swap.
Swarm!
Nah, spread doesn't seem to be too great. Oh, we got a new skill. But yeah, I hope you're doing well, Centrosity. Oh, we learned Eagle Dive and Dragon Shot, or Rising Dragon Strike. Misty Robe. That will probably be for you, Keel. Whoa. Oh gosh, are we getting hurt? Too many life bottles, huh? I think we found one. Wait a minute. I think I gotta recognize the shape of that,
Let's do it.
Oh, it's Deity of Destruction.
Rising Dragon Strike!
Fireball!
Ice Hustle! Triple Blossom!
Did we get him?
So yeah, so that one is the Deity of Destruction. But where was he facing again? Let me recall. If I remember. Yeah, especially with a big forest. Oh man, I haven't dealt with. To be very honest with you, though, it's been a while since I had to deal with puzzles besides in Final Fantasy. I don't think Final Fantasy 9 had much puzzles you gotta deal with, though. Where do we do this again? Oh, okay. You're making me. I wish I remember. Do I really have to go back and do this? Because this is gonna be a long freaking trip if I have to do that. Okay. Okay, so this is the Destruction Forest. Wait a second. Didn't I just move it? Okay, good. I'm about to say that. I don't think I just moved it, did I? Oh boy, I guess I gotta go back and remember what they are. Let me remember what that one was facing. Yeah, we did just got hurt. Oh. Yeah, we gotta remember that. An iron wrist.
Let's do it.
Sonic Fist.
Swarm! 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 Don't let your guard down yet.
Treasure chest. Oh, iron arms. I guess they are different. I thought it's like a force of illusion or something.
Let's do it.
Palm Strike.
Swarm! Swarm!
Swallow Dance. Triple Blossom.
Fireball! We won!
Okay, so let's see what they are. This one's destruction, that's facing straight. Confusion's facing straight.
Let's do it.
Oh, the Grim
Lightning
Reaper!
Blade.
Sonic Fist.
Swarm! Swarm! Fireball!
Rising Dragon Strike.
Ooh, that was close.
I guess it's almost been a while since I had to also write it down on the notes though, or anything like that, just to remember from a puzzle RPG. Okay. So destruction. Straight. This is confusion. Straight. Great deity. This one's order. Left. Creation. Straight. I guess for deity, I guess just in case. Straight. Okay, I guess this one's facing straight. Guess we can't. Okay, so we just gotta have it face straight, so that's good enough, I guess. Shame we can't fight those guys. And we had to get hurt for this. Okay, that one's facing straight, so that one's good. That's a life bottle. What's this? Sweet! But, man, they really don't like to go around healing both HP and TP. That'd be so nice.
Let's do it.
Triple blossom.
Swarm! Aqua Egg! Swarm!
Triple blossom.
Aqua Egg! Swarm! Sonic Blade! Swarm! It's over.
Oh, another holy bottle, cool. Oh, this is order. So that would mean order is facing left, just like it already is. Wait, pine gel? Oh, I guess they call it pine gel. I guess they call it pineapple pine for short. That's a first I've heard. There's creation. Straight. They're all facing straight though. So what are they talking about? Saying that they gotta be facing each other. Yeah. Kinda almost wish that we got the map of this forest. Yeah, wait, I just been here. And as for order, it was facing left. And then we went to straight. Creation.
Let's do it.
We don't got time. Alright. Oh yeah, I forgot to adjust Pharaoh. Because I too, because when I was doing my arts and whatnot, I too was doing that, so best switch to fair. Let me go back to order. Yeah, order's facing left. That's creation.
Let's do it. Swarm!
Eagle dive!
Aqua Edge!
Yay!
Wait. Wait, that's not left. That's right. There we go. This is left. Okay, double's facing left. Let's see how. Our HP and not TP, which is stupid. Oh gosh. Get away. Okay, there we go. So, for the statue, so destruction and confusion, you gotta face right, and for order and creation, you gotta face left. Remember that. Huh? Quickie, what are you doing? Quickie, come back! Again. You gotta leave the party again, little girl.
Let's do it.
Sonic fist!
Aqua Edge!
Rising dragon strike!
Aqua Edge! Demon Hammer! Did you think you'd win?
Oh, first all. Alright, little girl, what are you doing now? Or Quickie, since Quickie's the one who ran off. Quickie! We can go further from here. Okay, so you didn't have to leave like that. The air here is so pure. It looks like a rest area. Let's say we rest here. This place looks to be safe.
Say, Meredy, if we somehow gather all the greater Kramels, what do we do then?
Utiusu, Irudinai Duya, Dunwadun, return to Celestia.
To Celestia? How?
I do not know.
It sounds as though that may be a bigger hurdle than gathering all the greater Kramels.
If that's true, how did you come to Inferia? The two worlds have been out of contact for 2,000 years.
Yeah.
I came on a Kramel craft. It can fly in the skies.
That's nonsense. That kind of technology is impossible.
Maybe you've never heard of it, but we saw it with our own eyes.
It was flying, but then it crashed.
It is true.
Then take me to the crash site. I can't believe it unless I see it myself.
Well, Keel, I really want to show it to you, but...
For an object to levitate, does it use reciprocal Kramel placement, or maybe artificial globule distortion? No, that would create a problem with the conservatism principle.
Keel, I don't want to disappoint you, but...
It's gone.
Well, let me first see the craft. After I measure the Kramel density in the area, I should be able to derive a hypothesis. Well, where's it at?
Impossible. Kramel craft explode into many, many pieces.
No!
It's true. Reed and I were there.
It was pretty scary.
It can't be destroyed. A flying machine? A revolutionary technology?
Well, I'm sure we'll find something to get us to Celestia. Yeah, no problem.
At least we seem to camp out pretty often, though. The air feels unsafe. This forest is where all the lost souls gather. If you're not careful, spirit's hungry for a body that could drain your life dry. Gil, I think I already knew that part when I just met with those spirit Grim Reapers. Don't scare us like that. No problem. Monster, pirate, whatever. I'll take 'em all on. Yeah, like these things, we already knew that. Yeah, we can camp here. Because we just got hurt. Huh? What is that thing? Cool. A jungler?
Swarm!
Spread.
Neosonic Swarm!
Here.
Lightning blade.
Great.
Neosonic swarm. Demon hammer. Yes.
Miracle gel, huh? Cool. Orange gel. Wait, oh, let's add 2 of them in there. Oh, I didn't use the orange gel. Oops. There we go. And we found a rune bottle.
Demon hammer. Swarm. Swarm. Demon hammer.
Wait, hold on. Okay, I thought I heard a crash for a second. Okay, thought I heard a crash for a second there.
Wind blade. Demon hammer.
And we level up Slash again, but we need to level up some Thrust though. Oh, a Bastard Sword. Sweet. Well, that was out of nowhere battle.
Swarm. Fireball. Swarm. Wind blade. Swarm. Swarm. Aqua edge. Swarm.
No, I just got the treasure from there, so I'm just going back. You again? Not them again. We're okay.
Swarm. Swarm. Ha. Sonic Blade! Demon Hammer! Wind Blade! Swarm!
We won!
Let's do it. Fireball!
Ice Needle. Quickie! We did it!
But you know, with all this money, I could hope we can buy some good weapons once we arrive in, Eternia City. Oh, Eternia. That's actually a pretty useful item to have. Now we can earn a lot of money. Oh, water crystal, what's that? Use on... Oh, cool. Huh? What happened here? Defeat the 5 beasts, the source of the curse. Only then what? I guess maybe I had to defeat those beasts that I was battling earlier. I know I battled like 3 of them.
Swarm! Wind Blade! Lightning Blade! Fireball! Lightning Blade!
Rising Dragon Strike!
Wind Blade! Swarm! Ooh, that was close.
One crystal, but that's for self, though, if we were to find one of them. Yep, just as I thought. So we gotta battle one more. find one more. Yeah, let's cap. Get our HP back up. Alright, hang on a minute. Hearing some noises. I want to see what the heck's going on. Give me a sec. I'll be right back. Alright, I guess this is false alarm. But I'd say, mark my words, if anyone try to break into my house, then those fellers picked the wrong house. They picked the wrong house to mess with, I tell ya. Oh crap. Okay.
Let's do it.
No time. remember fighting one of those. And that's where I got the red and crystal. So... that's where those things are. Those stupid spirits, I swear. This is where I fought one of those jugglers. Junglers. Unless I may have found a different path.
Let's do it.
There. Oh, I think I found the last one. Yep.
Neosonic Swarm! Aqua Edge! Fireball!
Oh.
Don't let your guard down!
Oh, hey, Octavie. Yeah, this is Tales of Eternia. Or they call Tales of Destiny 2 in America, but I think Tales of Eternia is a little better. But thanks for coming in, by the way. How's it going? But yeah, it's one of the classical ones that came out in the year 2000.
Let's do it.
We don't got time.
Here, here. Ah.
But yeah, just so you know, by the way, Octavie, now others can subscribe my channel. And I got 2 subscribers so far. If I can get 13 more, then I can definitely add another Sonic Twitch emote, the animated ones. Yes, we are out of here. Let's cap. Oh, there it is. Inferior City. Oh, sorry. Oh, my screen lags sometimes? Oh. Oh, my bad. Oh, hey, Sakia. Thanks for coming in, too. After just finishing Kingdom Hearts 2, I decided I'm gonna play Tales of Eternia. And I forgot to voice act, so my bad. I thought Minch was big, but this place is bigger yet. Of course, it's the capital of the Inferior Empire. Heal! There are so many people. There are all, Inferians? Kid? Little girl? Merity, from here on, you can't dance, scream, or do anything out of the ordinary. This city is congested with people. Even the slightest awkwardness might cause people to suspect that you're a Celestian. Is being Celestian bad? They cannot suspect. No! Historically, Celestians have visited numerous disasters upon us. I'm quite certain that there are many who hold hatred for Celestians. Baiba! Celestians not responsible for causing disasters. You need our help, right? Merity, it's unfortunate, but there's no question that there are a lot of people who dislike Celestians. Let's be careful, okay? You bet! Don't forget. Alright, let's go meet the king. And here's a little fun fact for you both. The voice actor of Reed is actually Sly Cooper. Which I'm a little surprised. I had no idea that he was Sly Cooper. Alright, let's see if we can find a weapon shop here. Oh yeah, let's definitely rest up our TP. I hope you understand, but commoners are only allowed to stay on the second floor. What? Wait, whoa, what? Oh, we gotta go up there ourselves? The freak? That's a little weird. I've never seen an end like this. Yeah, he doesn't care about you. Wait, I don't think is that scene really important? Yeah, that maid is like, I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. I don't think we're not supposed to be doing this, though. And I don't think I've ever seen an inn that causes it, hey, you can stay at the inn, and then we have to go up to the second floor ourselves. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. I didn't think it was that important, but I guess I forgot to voice act this, so my bad. But yeah, I never knew a maid would actually be going around. It's actually hitting on Keel like that. Only. Okay. So commoners can't really be up here. Only nobles. Alright. But let's see if we can find a weapon shop. That's what I want to find. Oh, I'll open the weapon shop. There we go. Weapon shop. Perfect. Oh. Another one with the iron wrist. Aw, man. No weapons, though. Just armor. Boring. Actually, this game is on PlayStation 1, actually. I'm playing this from my, emulator, retro emulator I got. If you want to get one of those that I got, then you could just look at part 1 and look at the link below on the YouTube description, and you can go on that website and buy the one I have and whatnot. I do describe which one I got, but it all depends on which one you want. So yeah, if you want to get one of those, then you can just click on that link right there that I have on part 1 of my YouTube playthrough. But yeah, this is on PlayStation 1. Yeah, we just did. Locked. Huh? Wait! What is it? Aren't you accompanied by a You aren't accompanied by a Celestian, are you? No. Of course not. I guess you're right. If all Celestians were little girls like her, we wouldn't have any trouble at all. Okay, that was a little random. Okay, that's just a church. Shop up. Yes! That's what I want to see. Thank you. Alright, let's see what weapons we can get around here. Alright. Oh, no. Oh, we can definitely get you one. Okay. This one seems like... Oh, are you looking at the link that I told you about, Octivy? Because if you are, then yeah, the controller that I have on me there, it's like a what they were given to me is like it's an Xbox controller that I was given. Huh, that's a lot stronger than the Yeah, so yeah, that's the one that I got for my loaded Ultra that I got for $450. I guess the heavy grave will do. It's fair. But it's still worth having, though. Plus, you don't have to worry about having to buy any retro games or whatnot. Especially from the Switch. Oh, what the freak? Did you just say 10,000? They're taking national sign-ups, national championships, in the Eternia Arena tournament. What? What a scam! Yeah, it does look good. Alright, well, anywho, we got our weapons, so let's go find the king. Come on, move out the way, girl. Yep. What do you want? We'd like to see the king. The king? This is a matter of a grave concern for Eternia. The details are written in these papers. It's imperative that we see the king at once. Ha 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 ha! You can't be serious! Insolent fools! You want a trip to the dungeon, or perhaps a beating right here? Whoa! We're leaving. Goodbye. Okay, meeting the king may be a little difficult. That's how guards all are. They're all muscle and no brains. To think our illustrious king is protected by these dingbats. Dingbats? I don't think I've ever heard of such a word like that. Dingbats? Who uses that? Yeah, I have never heard of such a word like that. Dingbat. Yeah, dingbat. Illustrious? Does that mean great? Yeah, after all, he is the king. Why is he great? I guess a hey. Keel, you're the one that needs to be careful. I think you need to keep your mouth shut about the... Don't say the C word. What? The king is a sacred, noble presence. He's fundamentally different from people like us. Huh? Wait, hold up a second. My, Chromebook's acting up a little bit. What the deuce? Yeah, give me a second. Yeah, Twitch is being hard-headed with me. Hang on a minute. really gotta soon upgrade my monitors though, real soon. Alright, we're back. But, okay, we're back. Yeah, yeah, I do. Yeah, I have my Chromebook, but sooner or later I'm gonna plan to get like one of those dual screeners and whatnot, so I'll be able to not have to use my Chromebook to see my Twitch. I can use my other screen. But yeah, sooner or later I'll be able to get that. 'Cause I do gotta upgrade my stream set. But anywho, Meredy, doesn't Celestia have a king? What? Wait, there's an echo? Wait, really? Oh, okay. Yeah, if you want to like eliminate those echoes that I did, because when I first did the OBS and whatnot, I did have my echo issues and whatnot. I have to like, you know, do the whole noise suppression thing, so you don't hear any other like background noises or whatnot. And I just have to go on YouTube or on the websites and see how to eliminate those. But anyhow, back to voice acting. No. We are all equal. No special people. I see. Perhaps the reason Celestia is so barbarous is because they've never known the rule of the king. Celestians are not barbarians. Come on, stop the fruitless debate. We should be figuring out what to do next. Let's go to the Royal Observatory of Astronomy. You mean that tall building over there? Why? You're supposed to meet the king. Alright, you can lurk. That's fine. That's right. It boasts the world's most precise telescope. They should allow us to use it. We may be able to objectively determine if the Grand Fall is actually true or not. How do we know we won't get kicked out again? Top scientists from all over are gathered in the observatory. They're not muscle-bound guards. Then we should have no problem getting in. Let's go. Should we be in here? If it isn't okay, someone will tell us, right? Oh yeah, I do have to kind of keep an eye out for a Wonder Chef around here too. Dude? Hey, Keel, it's off limits to visitors. We're not visitors. We have a purpose. Yeah, stop right there. Yeah. Oh my goodness, Keel, I didn't really think you'll do that. No unauthorized persons are allowed inside. Let us go to the observation room. We absolutely must see the telescope. What are you going to do? I want to measure the change in distance between Eternia and Celestia. The change? The distance between Eternia and Celestia never changes. Taking the measurement is pointless. How can you be so sure? Do you take periodic measurements? Well, no, but we do take one about 2 years ago. Aren't those measurements a little outdated? Watch who you criticize. All measurements are carried out systematically under Chancellor Zosimos' orders. If you come anywhere near the observation room, I'll call the guards. Yeah, let's not do that. Please, at least read my thesis. Anybody familiar with the light cranial theory would understand its significance immediately. Stay back! Stay back! What's your problem? Let's go. We'll be in serious trouble if he calls the guards. Keel! They're still away. Yeah, Keel. What's all the ruckus? I'm very sorry. I'll clean up right away. Alright. Guess they really mean it. Alright, so what now? It's appalling to think an idiot like him is a researcher at one of the finest institutions. Keel, before you blame others, maybe you ought to admit your failures. You haven't been correct with any of your predictions up to this point. Dag. Hey, what's what you say? Keel is trying as hard as he can to help Merity and save the world. Right? Right. So what should we do? Are there any other ways so we can meet the king? There is. The Seyfert Sanctuary. So we pray for Seyfert's help? The church worships the Seyfert ring as a symbol of their faith. Surely they must have noticed the unusual appearance of Seyfert's ring. We'll be fine this time. Okay, no problem. Let's do it. Let's head for the Seyfert Sanctuary on the east edge of town. Okay, let's see if we can also find a Wonder Chef as well. Nearly forgot about that. Oh yeah, I think it might be in the food shop somewhere. This is the weapon shop here. You're from Reshians, right? Huh? How did you know? I'm a tailor. I can tell just by the clothes you wear. You're wearing an incredibly old-fashioned Reshian dye. What do you mean, old-fashioned? You're from Reshians. You should know. The popular fashion in the city are originally based on the Rashian's dye. Really? Uh-huh, but it's been modified so much. It's not easy for an amateur to tell. I see. I had no idea Rashian's dye was this well known. Okay, that was just random. What the heck? Okay. Wonder Chef should be somewhere around here. The glass, it's so pretty. Oh, crap. I, skipped it. My bad. Safer? Quickie! Sorry to bother you, but I'd like to speak with the Archbishop. I am Archbishop Galvani. Archbishop, my apologies. How rude of me. It's alright. That's alright. So what would you like to talk about? I'd like to speak to you about the peculiar change in Sacred Ring. Ah. Do you know about the dark matter in the Sacred Ring? It seems to be expanding at the rate of 300 langas a year. Wait, langas? The what? What that mean? Langas. Let me see. Okay, never heard of that sort of statement thing or whatever. Yes, of course. The Sanctuary is aware of the change, and I believe the Grand Fall will occur because of the change in the dark matter. Inferior and Celestia are coming closer to each other. Collision appears to be inevitable. What idiotic nonsense! Wait. Well, sorry. Please, could you report this matter to the king and... What idiotic nonsense! How dare you associate the dark matter, the sign of the second coming of Safer, with such disaster? Oh boy, we got trouble. What? The dark matter is a blessing? So that's why my theory was rejected at the university. Seize them! Hand them over to the guards! Yes, sir! Uh-oh. Let's get out of here. Seize them! Don't let them escape! Run! Alright,
There they
now...
are. Grab them.
Okay, we got trouble. Bigger trouble.
You're joking.
Damn.
No, I'm scared. Uduy muti, pai muti, tidunyanti.
Sorry.
Reed? What now?
What do you mean, what now? That's a Keel question. He's the one that's making all those requests.
Good question.
I'm Captain Rowan Lamoa of the Imperial Guards. Surrender. Resistance is futile and will only hasten your deaths.
What are you gonna do with us?
Spreading lies all over town about the destruction of the world. Kneel before the king and accept your death sentence.
Death sentence? You mean...
What do we do? Shall we take a chance and rumble?
No.
Surrender quietly.
Wait. Yeah, so we can meet the king.
Think about it. It's a chance to gain the ear of the king.
Yeah, exactly. That is a good point. And if they are going to bring us to the king, that's a chance.
Yeah, and receive the death sentence.
It's a one-shot chance to turn the tables.
Let's risk
I
it.
got you. I hope this works.
I hope too.
I promise it'll work.
Well, if it doesn't work, then we can always resist.
We surrender.
Yeah, put your hands up. Reach for the sky and don't lie. Hey, Keel, when's it going to happen? Wait. When are we going to get the chance to turn the tables? Wait, it almost looks like we're inside of a well. What will happen to us? We're going to be alright, right? Damn it! I can't believe we got thrown in here like this. Shh! I can hear voices above us. Yeah, almost, it almost looks like we're inside of a freaking well. I shall pass sentence. You have deceived us in an attempt to throw our country into turmoil. That the spreading of sedition is a crime of highest order. You are hereby sentenced to death. Yep, seditious words is a crime. Death sentence? What does death sentence mean? What does death sentence mean? Are we in trouble? Yeah. Please, listen to what we have to say. If you would investigate, you'll see what's really causing the grand fall. They seem to be shouting about something. Nothing but blather of foolish criminals. It's not for you to hear, Princess R&D. What are they saying, Father? What are they saying? R&D, you should pay no heed to talk of commoners. Your beautiful heart will be sullied. They are rude and violent ruffians who live in different world from yours. Ruin, quit your dawdling. Silence the criminals at once. Yes, my lady. Prepare to flood the tank. I'm feeling faint. Ruin! Begin flooding. Okay. Now they're trying to drown us. Baiba! Let go of me! Damn it! Let us out of here! Undine! Undine, help us! Help! We're going to drown! I guess we can't call on greater Kraymels as if they're servants. I found it! What? If you stop, let's stop struggling. We can't escape our fate. We might as well face our death with peace and tranquility. No. Keel! Don't give up now. I'm not going to die in a dank and gloomy place like this. Look, down there. There's the valve. A valve? To drain the water? Maybe. Let's dive under and see. Hey, wait! It's dangerous! Yeah, but somebody's gotta do it. Well, you better do something. Okay, I'll do it. Thanks, Reed. It won't open. Where did everybody go? Huh? Where's Keel and Merity? They left before us. Left? You mean they're... A rope dropped down from above. See? You mean my effort was for nothing? Well, thanks for trying. Reed? Okay, Reed. Don't play around with me. Don't play around, dude. Okay, so the Chancellor decided to rescind this. Be grateful. Your sentence has been commuted, thanks to Chancellor Zosimos. Zosimos. Oh man, how do places pronounce that dang thing? Zosimos of the Royal Observatory of Astronomy. You are Chancellor Zosimos? Are you the one responsible for writing this treatise? Yes, sir. You've read my paper, sir? We measured the distance between the worlds and discovered the world to be 200 langas closer than before. Just as I thought. So long we fail to understand the cause of the phenomenon, we cannot pass final judgment. As such, it would be regretful to let the death sentence stand. Thank you. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. Arende, don't interrupt. Your Majesty, I shall assume the full responsibility for these individuals. Very well. Take care to remain vigilant. Yes, sire. There's still much that needs to be investigated. Will you cooperate with me? Yes, of course. Gladly. You may all remain within the castle for the time being. Yes, sire. The guest room is in the second floor of the West Tower. Go when you wish. I will follow later. Okay, well, we're all okay. That's gonna hurt somebody. I didn't know we can do that, though. Hey, don't play. Yeah. Alright, well, let's look around the castle. Wow, that's the exit. Okay, you want to move, boy? Oh, there's the guest room. It's fluffy and soft. There are only 2 beds? Of course not. This isn't a peasant house. Whoa. It's nice and soft too. Listen up, commoners. Henceforth, discussion contrary to Imperial Empire doctrine will not be tolerated. If you disobey me, you shall be sentenced to death immediately. Is that clear? Crystal clear. Okay. The death penalty is scary. I want you out of here as soon as possible. It's starting to stink like peasants. Ooh, we're finally done. Huh? Done? There's nothing to worry about anymore. Keel and Zosimos are going to figure out what's behind the Grand Fall. And when they do, the king will do something about it. I'm finished with the adjustments. Good job. What's your name? Keel Zybo. I'm surprised you haven't gotten his name yet. If the distance between the 2 worlds is changing, we'll have to recalculate a large variety of measurements. Keel, will you help us? Me? Of course. And so we accomplish our role. Our long journey is over. Now we can sit back and relax. It's not over. Meredy must return to Celestia with the greater Kremls. Return to Celestia. Read not over yet. Can't breathe. That's right. There's still work for us to do. We shouldn't be relying on a king for everything. We should at least find out how to get Meredy home to Celestia. That's easier said than done. No problem. We can do it if we work together, might Meredy? No problem. Thank you, Farah. Meredy, let's go sleep in the other room. No, Meredy wants to be with Reed. We all sleep together. Oh my gosh. No! Why? No is no. Why not? Good night. See? Reed says he's going to sleep. Okay. Now I'm wide awake. I'm a little tired. Keel, take over for me. Yes, sir. Do you know how to operate it? Yes, I learned how at the university. Incredible. So this is Celestia. Keel. Keel. My apologies. I got a little carried away. Can I help you? Yes, I've been wondering, what lead can you predict the Grand Fall in the first place? Well, it was Merity. No, I mean, it just hit me all of a sudden. I see. Well, you'll have to tell me all about it sometime. But first we have to finish our work. I guess Keel stayed up all night. He's probably caught up in his research. I'm sure Keel can... speak of the devil. Keel! Did you figure out what's causing the Grand Fall? Not yet, but we're getting there. I knew you'd be giving your all. You must be tired. You should sleep. Shh! Someone's coming. Please, if the Queen should see you here, I beg of you, I want to speak with the commoners just this once. What the... You're all awake. What an honor to have the princess come along to awaken us. Oh my gosh. The reason why I asked them to let me come along. I was worried about all of you. Thank you for your concern. Thanks to you, we've been able to get plenty of rest. You are pretty, more prettier than stained glass in the sanctuary. Why, you impertinent little dog! Thank you. I am Arende, the Princess of Etheria. Arende? Me? Merity. Hehe. The king is about to make an important announcement in the audience chamber. Usually only nobles and royalty are invited, but Chancellor Zosimas has seen it that you can attend. If you have no objections, come now. Alright, well, let's go then. I would like to speak to them a little more. You mustn't, my lady. Commoners are allowed within the castle walls because we have a crisis. By no means this is standard practice. Crisis? We have a crisis? Well... When will he return? If he were here, we wouldn't have anything to worry about. Oh, how I want to see him again. he is surely a great senior knight. However, I'm confident that my swordsmanship, lineage, and loyalty are just as impressive. I, Roman Lomoa, am ready to travel the ends of the Orbis for the princess. I must be on my way now. I wouldn't want to be late and upset Mother. Farewell. I wonder what the king has to say. He'll likely reveal the plan for dealing with the Grand Fall. We need greater Kramos. I've discussed it with Chancellor Zosimos, but I don't know if he managed to gather sufficient objective evidence. Long live the King of Eternia! Long live the Eternia Empire! Long live the King of Eternia! Long live the Eternia Empire! Listen to me, all of you. Eternia is facing a terrible danger. The Royal Observatory of Astronomy has conducted an investigation of the situation. A plan has been decided as of this morning. You shall be given an explanation. Chancellor Zosimos, come forward. Yes, Your Majesty. The two worlds, Celestia and Eternia, are shifting closer and closer together even as we speak. Based on the measurements taken at the observatory, we can expect impact some 100 Shom from now. We believe that the malevolent Celestian plot is at the root of the situation. Not satisfied with the numerous disasters they previously visited upon us, they plan to annihilate the entire world. We pledge to thoroughly resist this Celestian campaign of destruction with all our might. My good Eternians, prepare for battle. According to the ancient scriptures, there exists is called Bridge of Light. It is only the known means of crossing over to Celestia. The Bridge of Light can be discovered and can send a contingent of our elite troops to Celestia and prevent the Grand Fall. I expect your unwavering support during this time of crisis. We shall show the Celestian barbarians the true might of the Eternia Empire. That's the same thing. This meeting is adjourned. Paiba, no, that's not right. Wait, what the heck? Hey, Keel, what does this mean? Chancellor Zosimos, what is going on? Just yesterday, didn't you say it's impossible for anybody to cause a grand fall on purpose? Keel, you could become a magnificent scholar someday. But first, realize that academia must also obey the king's will. Where is the Bridge of Light? Where is it? The bridge to Celestia was discovered some 30 years ago by a criminal mage named Balair. We don't know its location or methods of operation of it yet. So this person crossed over to Celestia using the Bridge of Light. That's amazing. I've never heard of this story. It's no surprise you do not know. He never returned. Haven't you already overstayed your welcome? You have served your purpose. Leave the castle immediately. Man, he really hates us that bad. Take this and get out of my sight. Is this a boarding pass? With this, you can board any of our inferior ships. A precious item like this isn't something normally bestowed upon a commoner. You should be grateful. So, do you really believe that Philistines are crossing the Grand Fall? Of course, that's what the king said. Don't you think it's strange that barbarous Celestians are capable of doing something that Inferians can't do? Are you saying that the king is wrong? No, of course not. I'll be on my way now. Goodbye. Hey you, wait! Since the king isn't going to help us, I guess we have no choice but to do it ourselves. Are you serious? Let's collect greater Kremels, then we go to Celestia. Right. We know the Bridge of Light is the passage to Celestia. All we need to do now is find the greater Kremels. Keo, you are late. We are leaving now. Right. Say, why don't we go to the port of Eternia and put the boarding pass to good use? Alright. Well, we did what we did. Didn't think meeting the king was that difficult, though.
Now that we have a boarding pass, we can travel on a ship. Let's go to the port of Eternia.
Alright, let's save. And we'll end the stream for today. We crossed to the forest and we met the king. Alright, well... Wow, I didn't think it would take like 2 hours to do all this, but hey, we did what we did. We got it. So, without that being said, we're done for right now. And we'll definitely do some more streaming. Maybe if I have the energy on Monday. If not, then maybe Tuesday. I do have to work a short shift though, but that's okay. Other than that, I'll see y'all later. Enjoy the ending. Peace out.